You know who it is. Welcome to Tell It How It Is. No filter. Episode 190. I'm 10 from 200, you heard? Not to brag or boast, but I want to show you immediate gratification of the clarity that you're looking at right now. Pay attention to episode 189. I had a slight malfunction of equipment. And tell me what you see there versus here. What's up? What's up? I want to open up with Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, folks. Is Halloween like Christmas in the sense of once we're grown, the relevance of it? I think Halloween is taken serious by adults more so than Christmas is. The whole dress up, go to parties, costumes and all of that. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this. I could be involved or I couldn't. It wouldn't really matter to me if I partake. But I will shout out Six Flags and their Fright Fest. I thought it's cool. You know, as a kid, I don't know if that would have been enough for me. But then I don't know as a kid if I ever went to Six Flags for Halloween. Six Flags might have been around when I was a kid. Yeah, I want to say it was. As an adult, it was entertaining enough. It just was bleeding cold, as this time of year usually is. But I think the Mother Nature jumped the gun a little bit. We should have had a few more weeks before it got that blistering cold. But shout out to Six Flags nonetheless. Again, happy Halloween. Be safe. I do remember this being the time of year where you kind of gotta extra be careful. You know, there's idiots that use this to do dumb shit, even though dumb shit is happening every day. So you just need to be on guard, period. But I will give that. End of Halloween, the movie. I think I spoke on it already. I'm just mentioning it along with the fact that it's Halloween. Give me your takes on that. I thought it was okay. It should be over. Tell me what you think. While I'm in the shows mode, shout out to the season finale of Raising Kanan. I like how that ended. Let's see where it goes. I could be a spoiler. By now, you should have seen that. But if you didn't, I ain't going to spoil it. Check it out. I like how it closed. I can't wait for BMF and Lil Tyreek, which is Big Tyreek now. All American is back. Shout out to that cast. I'm feeling that as well. Yeah, I don't want to talk much because I don't know where you guys are. I respect that y'all have lives and there's shit that, you know, y'all got going on. So y'all may not be able to keep up with the current episodes and you have to binge watch. Oh, yes. How could I forget? What's in the cup? Can you see? No one's guessing. Only had one participant. I shouted him out. He has not gotten back to me. Kingdom Reign, a.k.a. Sig Papa. What up, cuz? Thank you for taking the time out to try to guess. And I think he was actually correct, if I'm mistaken. I mentioned that before. Shout him out. Who's going to be the next brave person to guess what's the contents in here? Give y'all a second on that. All right. Sports. Let's do a quick rundown. Football. Giants and Jets still look impressive, I must say. Eagles are still undefeated. The only NFL team undefeated at 7-0 after they trampled the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sorry, Tom Brady looking bad, man. Bucks looking bad, man. Russell looking bad. He came back and caught a win finally. Russell Wilson. I don't know. The vets ain't doing good. That's how many of them now? That's Brady not looking good. Rodgers is not looking good. Sorry. Russell, these are the vets. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on in football land. We're going to leave that there. Lakers are winless. Not a W yet. I think they lost again without Russell. So you can't blame him. Rumor has it he's coming off the bench for their next game. Shit is crazy. So NBA goes like this. The Bucks are in first place. That's not a surprise. Cleveland's in second. That's a surprise. But they were kind of building. My man Spider is over there. Donovan Mitchell doing things. I see you, boy. In the West, Portland is first. That's unexpected. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on my nigga Lillard. Damian is back. And I would have put any money on it that has a lot to do with them being in first. In second is Phoenix. The Warriors, your champions, you're not looking too spiffy, but we're going to give y'all a second to get righteous. Baseball. This is depressing. Yankees spanked. Yanks spanked. It's crazy. Houston is tied 1-1 with the Phillies. I don't know, I don't want it to sound cliche. Is this Philadelphia's year? Because the baseball team's in the finals, World Series. The football team is first, best record in NFL. I don't watch hockey, so I don't know what the fuck the Flyers are doing. I'll check that out and get y'all that later. 76ers, they're like in the middle with it. So that's all I got on sports. So let's jump in. Let's not water this down, folks. Take your feelings out. I'm going in right away. When you are in a mood, what is that mood you say? Not a good one. I don't know, it depends on the individual. You're just not feeling whole. You're not feeling in your best mindset. You're not feeling good energy-wise. There's just a bunch of shit going on that only you know, but something's not right, right? I'm going to be positive on one side of things and not so positive on the other side. This could be because you know you're fucking up. You know you can be doing better. And I don't mean one specific area. I'm not talking about your relationship. I'm not talking about your finance only. I may be including these things together. But you know deep down that your potential reaches higher than where you're at. So you need to get on the ball. So that can definitely cause a mood. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. Because that means you're conscious of the fact that you're not at your best. You can do better. So don't ignore that feeling. Try not to drown in that feeling too long. That's a good look, actually. Because bums and worthless pieces of, they don't have that feeling. They don't feel no mood. They don't fucking matter. They just go about their day. You know what I'm saying? But if you have knowledge, common sense, and human decency, you know where you at versus where you should be. So don't take the mood as a terrible thing. That's on the positive if you are about shit and you're just a little behind right now. Stay hopeful, stay open-minded, get that energy up. Get that energy up because you can get past that. I'm proud that you even are aware of that. We all do. We know we can be doing better. Them rich motherfuckers, how you stay rich? Probably in a mood. It'll fuck you up if you saw like a millionaire, billionaire, and they was kind of like in a mood that you have. People like, nigga, you good. What the fuck is your mood for? Because they trying to stay there. Niggas ain't trying to go back. You never want to go backwards in almost nothing. Feel me? So just hold on to that. The negative side of being in a mood is maybe you just delusional. You're blocking out that you should be doing better. And this energy is because you expect people to help you. You expect handouts. You expect somebody to feel sorry for you. You expect to just sit there and shit just happen for you. How can this ain't no magician magic shit. You think shit just gonna turn around by you sitting there being aggy about it? No, you gotta get proactive. It's not gonna be in a day. It's not gonna be in a week. If you don't have patience, you don't have a vision for a long-term project, long-term, goal, it's not going to work because life don't owe you anything. I didn't mention the hat. Life don't cater to you. I'm jumping over the place for a reason. That goes with that. That's available now on all streaming platforms. I'm very proud of that. That's the music side. It has nothing to do with the podcast side. I told you I keep that separate, business and pleasure. Anyway, nothing's going to be given to you. Nothing's going to be handed to you. You made it this far. Use that energy to say, let me stop fucking wasting time. Let me do something. If you stick by it, it will eventually make a difference. Do I need to give you a moment? Be patient. Do something productive. Yes, I'm not the big charity guy, but helping out others when possible does come back. You don't do that with a malicious thinking like, okay, I helped someone, I need something back right away tomorrow. No, it'll come in blessings. You feel me? You don't have to stress that. If you feel like you can be helpful, I would say pick and choose when to be helpful. That's what I got for you there. So, either way, this mood shouldn't last. You should be able to shake this shit off, I don't know, a few days, maybe a week. We all have that down and out syndrome. Alright, cool. Moving on. It's touchy. Does hearing about death make you appreciate life? Like, really appreciate it? Or do you already feel that way naturally? Be honest with yourself. I can't answer for you. Now, there's death that could have happened early on for you that made you appreciate life, and it hasn't worn off yet. Like, you still have that intensity of appreciating life because of a loss you may have witnessed or faced or dealt with, I don't know, a decade ago, 5 years ago. So some people can just use that and have been using that. But I just want to know if there's a separation where you know you just appreciate life. You don't got to hear about death. Like, you don't take it for granted. You know any day could be it. So you just do that anyway. But I know death pumps the battery in that. Like, oh, really? Oh, let me really chill the fuck out and really realize that you ain't got to be here. Like, this is, again, it goes to the not catering to you, the whole no handout thing. There is no one exempt. You know what I'm saying? There is no one person that's more important and gets like special treatment in this thing called life and death. Everyone's going. Everyone's going. There's nothing you can do to avoid that. I wouldn't think about it and dwell on it much. All I'm saying to you is appreciate the shit. Don't wait till something pop off and now you're like, oh, you know? You ain't got to get into a car accident to wear the fucking seatbelt. You gonna wait till there's an accident, then you put your seatbelt on? Or I was watching, shout out AMS again. Oh, shout out Fresh and Fit Podcast. I think they hit 2 million subscribers, 1 million or whatever, and their anniversary. So they had a big party going on. Shout out Real Eric the Great. He gave me a comment or a response. I appreciate that. Yeah, you don't wait till shit pop off and then you want to get, you know, car insurance after an accident. You feel me? So just appreciate things as you can right now, knowing that nothing is yours. Your life's not yours. Whatever material things you may think is yours can be taken away as well. Money. Only thing that your flesh, I don't want to get gory. Your flesh is not yours. Because when you die, don't you leave it behind? If we're getting religious here on a spiritual tip. So just appreciate things. Appreciate. I think mentally that would humble a lot because the way people act in the streets and around you, the way they behave, the way they feel entitled and privileged, they can't have the mindset I'm discussing right now. Because if a lot more people took that into considerations, it would be more like cordial shit going on. A lot more politeness and respect. These things are taken for granted. You know what I'm saying? And that's just wild for that. Think I'm off that. Damn, I'm running right through this shit. See? New camera and we don't have the material to keep it going to rotted. One more. See, I could drag this. Is Nicki thirst trapping? Remember we had this segment before when I said Khalees did it? I think her husband died or whatever. Was that her husband? Probably. He died, yeah. And they got on her because, I don't know, months later, she had like bikini pics. She was on the beach. Listen. It's easier said than done because I'm not the person. But your social media is your social media. I can't say do what the fuck you want, but really, who the fuck is anybody to tell anybody what to put on their shit? Honestly. Yeah, he's dead. He might have been dead short term, but he's not here. I think only he would have the say in this, if even him. So let him rock. But that's not what this is about. Nicki, I don't know. You know, she's been having rants, you know, throwing shots after BET Awards, some shit, she was dancing or twerking some shit yesterday or the other day or whatever, and it was looking crazy. I want to take the focus off of her specifically, but let's go back to if she's still with the guy that she's with. I'm sure she is. He's not a celebrity. You feel me? When I say he's not a celebrity, I don't mean he has no value. I'm just going to assume the obvious that she's the breadwinner, so she's in the leadership role. She may still make him feel leaderish, but she's running things, if you ask me. So, fellas, what I want to ask you is, if you're in that position, how do you feel with her recent behaviors? Now, I heard guys comment, if my lady's in a leadership, that's a bad term. If I had a celebrity, wow. Now you got to ask yourself, do you want one? It sounds good, right? Because if it's someone you obsessed over growing up or in your early 20s, I think the younger crowd would just deal with it, say fuck it. Because if you had an infatuation from someone, let me see, maybe in my 20s, I infatuated over Jada Pinkett. That's terrible based on what I know about her now. But anyway, when I was young, if I was with Jada Pinkett in my 20s, how would I approach that situation? Sheesh. That would be difficult. I'm not as mature and knowledgeable then as I am now. So maybe there would be a lot of things I turn the cheek on. But if when we get together, I come and I'm at all of these events, all of the things that she does for a career and see the climate, I guess eventually it's like, okay, go do you. Because being on top of somebody about something is really not healthy and it's not going to change it anyway. And that's more, again, if they're the breadwinner. Now, I know guys are arrogant. We all are. Fellas, whoo! But anyway, if you're the breadwinner and you're in your masculine role that you should be, leadership and all of that, I know this is an easy question to answer. No, the hell not. Nicki my girl not going to be thirst trapping. Doing the wild shit she's been doing. But can we just say that that's all that determines that, who's in the leadership role? Or as women, period, they should carry themselves a certain way if they respect their man totally. I mean, the whole doing things because it brings you money, clout chase or whatever, I don't know. You have to have that discussion prior. I don't really know how to tackle that one. But I know if the respect is there, there's certain things you're just going to be like, nah, I ain't going to be able to do that, cuz. So, it's pretty good. Somebody referenced how Diddy treats his girls. Even with this Carisha relationship or whatever the fuck they got going on, that's free will. They're able to do them. You know what I'm saying? So he has a good, maintaining his manly. Because whenever a guy acts out of character over how a female behaves, they're now in their feminine. Because men are supposed to hold a certain frame where they don't show emotions when things are not to their control, to their devices. You know what I'm saying? So the Nicki thing, I don't know. Shawty, it's a combination of things. It could be just how she's feeling. It could be, I don't know, their relationship could be on rocks. They could be good. He could not give a fuck. It's on the individual. But as a man wholly, I know that most men wouldn't want their women carrying on like that. And I don't think it matters who makes the money or not. I know your hand is kind of forced if she's bringing everything to the table and you got like $10, but I think you still have a voice. And I don't think men should want to be set up in that situation. Like I said, in my 20s, you might consider that. But as you reach whatever they consider middle age or above 30, you got more cojones. And you should have a stronger mental to say, no, there's certain things I want from my life. I'm not just going to chase a thrill, chase looks only. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned that in the last pod, the whole, is it easier to be faithful to a dime piece or a 6 or 7? And I think that depends on the individual, because nothing's guaranteed, again, with this life, of things going smoothly all the time, a sure win, or a cheat code. All of that is bogus. You give what you get. You put in the work. What's meant is meant, and what's not meant won't be. So as long as you grab hold of that, any situation you put yourself in, you should be able to get past it. Will it hurt? Absolutely. But there's nothing guaranteed. I don't care what steps you took to make sure. You know, there's another thing I was watching, one of the pods of Fresh and Fit. It was funny. It was saying women, you know, don't tolerate the cheating, right? So especially if they want like a billionaire. You know, they described it over 6 feet, attractive, swag, and millions, right? So this type of man has options. If he doesn't want to like chill out and just be with one, who's going to tell him no? Because even if enough women he approach says no, I only want a faithful man, there's double that don't give a fuck because of his bread and what he could provide. So he wins with that. So they're saying, why, if you're chasing a baller, you gotta just, come on, let's just grab some reality. And he don't even gotta be a baller, because men are only gonna chill out if they want to. They don't take a baller. The nigga can make 20 grand a year or 200 mil a year. If he doesn't want to chill, he's not gonna chill. So he's either gonna lie and hide it, or I feel like if he has the bread to be honest and go, look, this is the type of time I'm on. Remember that story? It was I want to say, was that NBA YoungBoy or somebody where they we gotta go back. I ain't doing all that. So that's the two choices though. I think the ballers will just at least keep it more real with you about the type of time they on than a person who don't make no money and trying to creep around. But either way, that's what you're dealing with. So when you sit there and try to demand shit out of people, again, what's meant will be. I know a lot of women say that as long as it's not in my face, as long as I don't see it, it's all good. Just keep that shit away. We argue that the more mature we get is to just be a little more honest about it. If you know you're gonna do you respectfully. But a lot of people are not, a lot of men are not in position to be honest. It's a scarcity mindset. They can't, you know, they don't have the accessibility to the women that they would want, you know? I give women credit for this one thing. When women do settle or, you know, go lower than their choice per se, or lower than the option they would like, if that guy's right and he does things the right way, she could genuinely grow to love him and be satisfied with that. We've seen a lot of beautiful women with guys that we're like, no offense, but how the fuck? So I give women credit on that, because men, we psych ourselves out, man. You can sit here in front and tell me that looks don't matter or it's not all about that. But it's true, to piggyback off the last episode, that if you got you a 6 or 7, fellas, you are not gonna be faithful forever. Maybe, I don't know. Like, it's really crazy. And when it's what you consider 6 or 7, it's what you consider 9 or 10. Because what I consider 9 or 10, you may say 6 or 7. And what you say 6 or 7, I'm like, damn, that girl bad. Fuck you talking about 6 or 7. But it's on you. But guys, we're worse at this because we'll act like we can, that's enough. You know why? Because if we feel we're slightly better than what they're used to, we're going to use that against them in a way. Maybe not so directly, but, you know, with the way they treat us. You know, they may run us down, spoil us, constantly seeking out validation. And that'll pump our ego, right? So we'll be like, all right, we good here. But sexually, physically, you're going to want something else. So you're going to wind up doing you. You know what I'm saying? Women, though, when they settle like that, as long as the guy's doing all the right things, I give them more credit at 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Let's not get too crazy. 8 out of 10, they're going to not, you know, they're not going to mess that up or mess around. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy how that's so different. You know what I mean? Because don't get it twisted. Women are capable of being just as malicious and move like men. More now than ever. But I'll give credit on that at least. That they won't wild out all the way. You know what I'm saying? Can we freestyle some topics? Damn, I'm done too early. I ain't seen nothing in the news and nothing really too crazy going on. We've talked about every relationship aspect possible for right now. There was something I was supposed to piggyback off of 2 episodes ago that I left alone. I can't even call it. So, I actually have another device I can Google something if it works. No, I had to took that out. No. May have to leave y'all early. Oh, before I do, you see this hat to the left? KTFV. That's Know the Fucking Vibes, by the way. I haven't exposed that. That was another apparel type thing I was supposed to start. You know, there's so many things. It's that. It's the Voice of Reason. You see that on the right. See the Life Don't Cater to You hat. That's the LP that's out right now. I also have another apparel that has Hush, you know, with the dots in it. There's a lot of things we got going on over here. But I just need you to subscribe to the channel. Share, comment, like. Voice of Reason, NF. All one word. Voice of Reason, NF. One word. Subscribe. Trying to get them subscribers up because I want to begin to do the live chats and doing the pod live. I couldn't do it before, like maybe a month before, it wouldn't even allow me. YouTube has restrictions, but YouTube actually gave me the okay. Probably, not to get conceited, probably because of the content, because I definitely didn't meet the criteria yet as far as followers, subscribers, but they did give me the option. I just chose not to because you can't do super chats till you have 4,000 subscribers. You know, if you watch other pods, I don't know if everybody do their shit live. Fresh and Fit does. AMS, they do it where people donate money to make the comments. You know, whether it's $5, it could be $10, and they make their comments. The rest of the guys are going over to Patreon, which I haven't really got down to a T yet. But people who have content, let me shout out the other doers like myself. If you're doing podcasts or anything, where you sit down in front of this camera and talk your shit, go over to Patreon. They're not paying me for this. Go over to Patreon, and I think that's where you can start getting money. And that doesn't matter like who follows or how many listeners you got. So if you go to Patreon, I think you just pay the package monthly. And if you get people to go there, you could get money right away. They're not as bougie as YouTube. YouTube wants a certain amount first before they let you start capitalizing. Feel me? So I would definitely go over to Patreon. I also would go to Anchor because that's how Anchor gives you your audios for people who want to listen to podcasts on Apple, Spotify, etc. Because I love doing the visual, but I always make sure I have the audio because people can listen when they're driving or if you have a trip. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really watch while you're driving or, you know what I mean? But I prefer the viewership more, you know what I mean? Because if you go back into my history, I was doing the audio 100 episodes before I even started visual because I know people really like to listen more, even me. But I haven't tackled listening to people's audios. I've been just doing YouTube. But go to Anchor. You can sign up there as well. That is free. And you can get your audios on Apple Pod and Spotify. So that's some free food for thought for you. As far as getting your subscribers up, it's a lot of scams out here. So yeah, people see what I'm doing. So I get inboxes more on Facebook than Instagram. Oh, if you want that for right now too, my gram is How You Stop Him, HOWUSTOPHIM. And the Facebook is Born Gregory, BORNN. You better know how to spell Gregory. Anyway, on the Facebook inboxes, I get a lot of offers for promo, and people will tell you marketing is very important. So you can pay for promo if you choose to. The thing is, there's so many of them. Who's legit, who's not? You can test them out and see how they go. If they're offering services, they're supposed to at least offer you a service to test out the waters. Because what I've seen is whenever I dealt with that, they would make subscribers appear, and then the next day the shit's is dropping, the numbers are dropping. So I don't know what kind of get-rich-quick scheme they on, and it's just crazy because you don't know who's real, who's not. I may do some research in the next pod, open up with who to trust as far as promo and marketing. I'm sure you could just Google that stuff and try to compare that to whoever's been inboxing you and kind of like dodge them. I think I actually encountered one, maybe two that were legit. I just haven't reached back out. I kind of want to build this thing from the ground up without using any kind of cheat codes, you feel me? Because if we go to the music, switching topics, switching channels here. The music channel's MR Hush 476. I don't got a million subscribers, but what I'm saying is I started at this number where this is on that page. And I definitely didn't use any kind of cheat code, and I built that up, you know. But I think your career plan or your purpose, whatever you have as a goal, whatever content you're doing, or if you got clothing, whatever you're doing out there to try to be self-made, you got to give yourself maybe 5 to 10 years for it to pop. If you're going to do it from the ground up. You know, I don't go around, I don't like selling soul. I don't want to go around, you know, DMing celebrities and hope they respond and try to get them to promote your shit. It is about money. I mean, you could go that route, but some of those celebrity pages ain't really them monitoring it, or it could be fake. So that's it. The world is fake. You feel me? So I don't really trust shit. Try to do it from the ground up if you can, and that's about it. You feel me? So that's all with that. So just subscribe to this channel, Voice of Reason, NF, and we could get the ball rolling with my live joints, because I want to do it live to try to get feedback as I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? The audio will still get uploaded, absolutely. Think I'm closing out. Y'all be safe to the next time. Like, damn, this shit too short, right? But maybe you'll watch the whole fucking thing, because sometimes that long shit, I get it. 40, 50 minutes is too long. But I don't know who made that rule. You can sit on here and talk for hours if you want. But I know all the pods that are like 2 hours and greater, they have 3, 4 people on there. That's why. I really don't know no successful pods with one person. Like famous pods, not that they're not successful. Famous ones where they're solo. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always people. So I think the more people having a conversation, more people chatting, that's how you can make it 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm never going to do 2 hours by myself. I think the time I got to an hour was too much, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to elevate you, you kind of got to have guests. You kind of got to elevate and include people in your vision. You feel me? So that's that with that. So I'm out of here. Till next time. Y'all stay safe. Once again, happy Halloween. See you next time.